Errol Spence Jr. clarifies what's going on with him and his departure from the boxing world. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where we got some cleaning up to do. Errol Spence Jr. came out and explained why he left social media, announced that he will be back very, very soon, and I suspect that we are going to get some idea of who he's going to be fighting very soon, and I'm going to talk about that in this video. But before I do, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for your continued support. It really makes a big difference to the channel. But let's roll with this, man, because Errol Spence Jr. just a couple days ago had taken down his Instagram page and had people wondering, myself including, what's going on. People had come to me and said that he had removed himself from Instagram. I saw that his Twitter page was still up, but his Instagram page was down. He clarified what was going on and said that he will be back in about 2 weeks. His Instagram page will be back up in about 2 weeks. So it's not an issue of him getting sick of everybody or whatever it is. He's just got something going on with his Instagram page where he must be maybe revamping it, doing something with it. Don't know what it is, but it'll be back in 2 weeks. But still, you have speculation about who he's going to fight next and whether it's going to be Terrence Crawford. And there's now speculation that it would be possible that he would fight Jermell Charlo next for a big mega fight at 154 pounds. Now, when I was asked about it, I'm going to give you my answer about what I think is going to go on. I think it is going to be the Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford rematch. And second most likely would be fight probably with the winner of Tim Tszyu versus Kieth Thurman. That's the two options I think are most likely for Errol Spence Jr. next, and I will tell you why. Number one, I don't think Jermell Charlo is a realistic option because Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence are both coming off losses. Even though Jermell Charlo is a unified champion at 154 pounds, still possessing the IBF and the WBA titles. He's still coming off of a loss to Canelo Alvarez. I think most likely if he is going to fight again, it would probably be against like Errol, and he would be competing for the winner of the fight with Tim Tszyu and Kieth Thurman. The guy that Errol Spence Jr. is going to fight is more than likely going to be a PBC fighter. But the one that makes the most sense is still the Terrence Crawford fight. It had been confirmed by at least, I guess, man, confirmed is I guess it's too strong of a word. However, it was said by Brian McIntyre that the two teams were still in negotiations with one another. So to find out, see if they could work that out. So more than likely, that's what they're doing. Also, there's no need or rush for those two to come to an agreement because of the fact that there's going to be a while before they actually make the fight. And the reason is because of the shift to Amazon Prime. The Amazon Prime deal for the PBC kicks off on March 30th. And then you have just 6 weeks later, less than 5 weeks later, you have the May 4th date with Canelo Alvarez and whoever it is that Canelo Alvarez fights. So it's not going to be May, it's going to be June, right? The June time frame. And according to the PBC and the announcement that they put out, they had between 12 and 15 pay-per-view fights that are going to take place this year. So you have one in the end of March, which is basically April. And then you have one in May. So you probably should look for one in June, July, all the way, and then going to have all the way up to the end of the year. And a couple of months that you're going to have two. And some of these guys are going to be fighting twice, doing two pay-per-views during the year. So my best thing is that you're going to see him come back in 2 weeks to his Instagram page. And before too long, you're going to start getting an understanding of who he's going to fight. But I don't think that we're going to find out anything solid until probably the pay-per-view card that takes place on March 30th. I think you're going to find out for sure who Canelo's going to fight in the next few weeks, like maybe the mid part of February. Maybe the mid part of March, because you're going to need at least 2 months for them to promote the fight, but the fight with Canelo and whoever it is that he's going to fight. But I'm looking forward to a very, very solid year of boxing coming up. It stinks that at this part of the year has just been so dry, the January and the February portion of the year. We were going to get a very good fight with Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, but that fell through. They said that may take place in the May time frame as well, which is really not going to do well for their pay-per-view if that's the case, because of Canelo Alvarez sitting on May 4th. But at the end of the day, man, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what goes on, man. And we should be getting some really good fights. I think also, just as a side, we're going to find out what Gervonta Davis is going to be doing before too long. And I don't think it's going to be anything outlandish. I think it's going to either be Frank Martin or it's going to be Rayo Valenzuela. That seems to me to be the most likely fights. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get a bunch of deep cards from the PBC, and we're going to get more consistent fights out of the top level fighters. But I don't see any like real barn burner fights being made this year, because it doesn't seem like they really line up. Like the fight with Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford, that doesn't seem quite right because of what Leonard Ellerby says about the PBC, not seeing that as a big, mega fight. I don't think we're going to get the Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney fight because, again, they don't think it's that big a fight. And Devin Haney's off on another network. And all of the barriers that are out there, for the PBC and the Top Rank to work together. I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just really looking forward to a great year of boxing. And we'll see how it pans out. A whole lot of, guesswork by the media and all of that is going to continue to happen throughout the year, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.